Acting is not easy, and no matter how many times you practice your lines, sometimes a convincing performance is just not possible.
Ellen, what the hell? Why isn't my laptop working?
Oh, egads, alas, I do not know how Diet Coke got into yon USB ports. And for some reason, video game heroes are particularly bad when it comes to the dramatic arts, and can usually be found breaking the dramatic flow of a performance with their faltering delivery and forgotten lines, or ruining a whole production altogether. Chloe, the AV team was not up all night programming lighting cues for you to tank the show. I swear to God.
Ugh, that killed my eyes.
Here are the heroes who sucked at acting. Beware spoilers for yon following games.
We shall stage a story of the urchin of Erlenmoor. Secret lovers, their betrothal, a curse, a cruel queen, bells sounding midnight.
But...
At which point he reveals his face. He's a monster, there to steal Princess Pavetta. They want him dead, but at that instant a witcher steps in. And everything ends splendidly. So it's settled, yeah? You wish to say something?
You'd think Geralt from the Witcher games would be a great actor. Cheekbones, intense eyes, and although he's around 90 years old, Witcher mutations give him a playing age of anywhere from 35 to 60. But in fact, Geralt is not especially cut out for a life treading the boards, as we discover in one quest that begins with Geralt and his theatrical friend Priscilla cooking up a scheme to bring their shape-shifting pal Dudu out of hiding.
maybe we could use a play. You know, work a message to Dudu into something. Lure him out of hiding that way.
Not a bad idea, but I doubt a few lines would suffice. Besides, do you really think Dudu whiles away his days attending mummings he knows by heart?
So what do you suggest?
We must write an entire new play. From scratch.
Not a bad idea, you might think, but it's one that quickly, escalates.
The message must be clear, though naturally woven into the play's dramaturgical essence, meaning we need an appropriate dramatic structure.
Yeah, you know that moment when you realise you're in over your head? That was that. And that's just the start of Geralt's theatrical woes, because as well as co-authoring the actual play, he ends up on the hook for promotion, hiring security for the theatre, and even in charge of casting. And guess who head of the company Irina thinks should play the role of the Witcher?
Newcomer to the troupe?
In a sense. Oh, stop pretending you don't know. I'm talking about you.
Good on Irina, the boss who's always willing to take a chance on a newcomer, unless of course it's one who's in line for a role that she wants.
Priscilla would be the obvious choice. She's young and beautiful. Yet, I do have more stage experience.
Role's yours.
Hey Geralt, maybe you'll make it in showbiz after all. Except possibly not, because when it comes to the actual performance, it turns out Geralt's delivery lacks a certain pizzazz, even when he remembers all his lines.
To slay beasts most foul, 'twas for this I was made. I kill as my calling, not just to get paid.
Wow, tough room. A somewhat wooden performance is one thing, Geralt, but it's quite another to ad-lib a bit of audience participation, the Witcher having spotted Dudu the shapeshifter in the crowd, disguised as a guard.
Hey, hear the princess's command? Come up here.
Come on then, Governor. Up you go. On stage.
And hey Geralt, I know you're new to this whole theatre business, but heads up, if the crowd doesn't like the play, it's not considered good etiquette to murder them with swords.
Ready, big boy?
Gotta be honest, Geralt, I'm dreading seeing the reviews.
The performance in general, what did you think?
I think you decapitated the audience, Geralt. Other than that, no notes.
As first dates go, getting hauled up on stage to perform a love story as a couple is probably the second most awkward thing that can happen, right after knocking a glass of red wine over your date, getting up to help, and then knocking the rest of the bottle over them. And the table. Several candles as well. Look, I apologise at the time. As the 100th couple to accidentally stumble into the amphitheatre in Final Fantasy VII's Golden Saucer, Cloud and Aeris are picked and asked to star as the leads in a show. It's fine though, apparently, you can play it however you like. Okay, but just to warn you, I do play it blue.
Oh my god!
The play itself is a pretty typical fairy tale in which a brave hero called Alfred has to rescue a princess from the evil Dragon King, or EDK to his mates. Unfortunately, Cloud gets off to a poor start by entirely missing his first cue. Perhaps he was distracted by something, like the impending doom of the planet or something. The show must go on, Cloud. Still time to squeeze in a matinee performance before we're all obliterated by this meteor. After a rough start, it's up to you how badly you want to mess up the performance, and by extension, your chances with your date. Screw it up impressively enough and you'll earn yourself a slap across the face. Hey, my contract says I get paid extra for stunt work. Struggle through to the end of the play and you'll discover that the key to defeating the rampaging dragon was true love all along. Something you can achieve either by kissing your date or, more ambitiously, kissing the dragon. If only they'd tried that, Season 8 of Game of Thrones might have turned out very differently.
All right, places, everyone. Quickly, quickly. Cue the backdrop. Roll cameras. And action. Commander Shepard, thank you for coming.
They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Oh, look at me, I'm Ellen, I like Kingdoms of Amalur, I think I'm so great.
Oh, which is how I know that was really flattering. Thanks, Luke.
You're welcome.
But one hero not so charmed by imitators is Commander Shepard, who at one point in their adventures finds themselves on the galactic capital known as the Citadel, with their Prothean squad mate Javik, who has been invited to be in a movie.
I am told it is a great honor and will boost morale for the war.
Next thing, Shepard and Javik are walking onto a hot set and immediately given starring roles in the production, much to the dismay of one stunt double who's probably right now wondering if their parents were right about this whole acting lark.
Someone tell the stunt double he's been demoted. We have the real Shepard now.
Once the cameras are rolling, however, it becomes clear that Shepard should have had their agent take a look at the script first.
The urgent hour of doom, which we all urgently face, draws near. Urgently so.
Not least because out of nowhere appears the real star of the show, a Hanar playing the role of Blasto, the fictional action hero in the Mass Effect universe, who in the script appears to be stealing credit for Shepard's heroic deeds, something Shepard doesn't mind ruining a perfectly good take to correct.
Actually that was me. Sovereign, Saren, you might have heard of them?
For context, Commander Shepard doesn't generally have much patience for the floating, faceless Hanar species. In fact, in the past they've called one of them...
It's a big, stupid jellyfish.
And to this one, they had the following to say.
I think you're just a big, stupid jellyfish.
While they might be consistent in their insults, however, Shepard is not a reliable actor, and with a little prompting from the player will try to steal back the limelight.
This one is the hero of the Citadel. I'll handle it. This one insists. This one doesn't care.
Wow, full Hollywood in under 4 minutes! Wow, Shep, you really are the best at everything.
You're in my way, and I'm trying to keep an eye out for our replacement actor. You? You're the replacement? Well, why aren't you in costume? If you're going to be playing Lady 14 Flowers, you'll need your dress!
Nothing is more painful than having your artistic vision interfered with. And I would know because at the end of this entry, Andy was supposed to be fired across the screen from a cannon, but these Philistines said we don't have the budget. Someone else who knows is Incisive Chorus, playwright in the game Jade Empire. Incisive Chorus's beloved play has been rewritten by the wealthy noble funding the production, changing it from, well, we'll let him tell you.
They've changed it from a commentary of man's inhumanity to man to a satire of the Empire. I tell you truthfully that they've lost the whole point of the piece.
This enraged scribe's main concern now is that somebody take on the leading role and ruin the planned performance of the play by going off script on purpose and delivering the lines as Incisive Chorus intended. And buddy, as this video has hopefully shown, if you want a play ruined, just ask a video game protagonist. Now, we're no experienced thespians, but we suspect deliberately changing lines on the night because you like them better is something that's generally frowned upon in the acting community. So put that in the cons column, and in the pros column, you get this rad dress.
But what word from the wastes of the horse lords? Aha! What is this? Why, 'tis Lady 14 Flowers. We can only hope she brings word.
Make Incisive Chorus a happy chappy by remembering not only your lines, but which ones were his original dialogue. But the real MVP is surely your fellow actor, who rolls with the action no matter what you say, even if it's not in the script he believed he'd be performing.
My lady, I sense that there is more to your story than I have gleaned. Perhaps my own perceptions blind me.
Amazingly, despite breaking all the rules of acting, the play seems to go down a treat with your paymasters, so everyone wins, apart from the rich noble producing the play, I suppose.
I guess Incisive Chorus put you up to this, because I know I gave you the new script to study. Good for him.
Well, I guess you could say Incisive Chorus's version of the play is canon now. That's where the canon would have been.
Welcome. Welcome to the audition, Mr. Redfield. Now that you're all here, I ask you to prepare yourselves. You must be off book for this audition, so be sure to memorize your lines before the producer gets here.
When it comes to auditions, being prepared is key, which is why I'm always prepared with my monologue piece, M. Bison as portrayed by Raul Julia in the Street Fighter film. But why? Why do they still call me a warlord? And mad?
Not now, Andy, if that's cool.
One gaming hero who certainly should have been more prepared for the audition is William B.J. Blazkowicz, star of Wolfenstein II: The New Colossus, a game set in an alternate version of 1961 in which Nazi Germany won the Second World War and has conquered America.
You a Nazi fella? Can't even tell no more.
In this dark timeline, BJ is known as a notorious terrorist, but gets an opportunity to go behind enemy lines when he learns the Nazis are making a film about Blazkowicz and needs someone to play the role, which is William's cue to slap on a comedy tash and audition to play himself. What could be simpler?
Mr. Redfield. Mr. Hughes Redfield?
That's me.
Just make like Bill Murray in Zombieland, act natural and express regret over Garfield. Anyone could do that. The stakes get raised considerably though when it turns out the director of the film is Adolf Hitler, now decrepit and paranoid, and frankly, a harsh critic. You think that might serve as motivation to turn in a decent performance, but it seems BJ's considerable talents do not extend to script reading, because instead of memorizing his very few lines, old Terror Billy has opted to scribble them on his sweaty palms, which means it's up to you to remember them, then watch in agony as he turns in a performance so wooden it would make a fence post blush.
I will murder your dirty race too.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, Billy. Don't call us, we'll call you. BJ may have biffed his line reading, but luckily there's a second act to this audition, Hitler having vomited himself onto the floor by this point. And turns out Blazkowicz is somewhat more adept when it comes to, shall we say, physical acting.
Very stiff. Is that what you wanted? Is that what you had in mind? You Nazi assholes. Because that's all you're getting.
Well, that's not how we did things at Juilliard, which is what I call my centre for the study of raw Julia. All I want to do is create the perfect genetic soldier. Not for power, not for evil, but for good.
We've lost him.
What heart have ye to slay this man that I here see dead, hanging, that never yet did amiss? For surely God's son is he. Therefore a tomb is made for me, therein his body buried shall be. For he is King of Bliss.
The acting world is full of superstitions, like it's very bad luck to say good luck, and you shouldn't say the name of the Scottish play, and it's really bad luck to stab someone else during a performance. Someone who should probably take note of this is Assassin's Creed hero Ezio Auditore, who in the game Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is on a mission to save his friend Pietro. One Micheletto Corella plans to kill Pietro, you see, while Pietro is playing the role of Jesus Christ in a reenactment of the crucifixion.
My God, why hast thou thus forsaken me?
Somewhat hammily, we might say. Pietro, you're on a 10, we need you at a 6. True professionals, the actors in the centre of the Colosseum don't let themselves get distracted by the armed guards one by one vanishing from view, as Ezio closes in on centre stage.
Thou must be vexed.
Before long, Ezio is in his period soldier costume and enters the play, which you might think he could successfully not ruin, seeing as he's basically an extra, has no lines, and is required only to move his gang of soldiers around in a choreographed pattern while the lead actors play out the drama.
Joseph, all ready, in good faith.
But having manoeuvred himself close to Micheletto, Ezio proves himself very unprofessional indeed. I mean, there's struggling to find your mark, and then there's this. Micheletto successfully knifed, Ezio proceeds to go seriously off script.
Cut him down. This was not in rehearsal.
To be fair, it was probably what the play needed. I mean, look at the audience. Now they're far more animated. Put it on the poster, the performance that will have you screaming and running.
Approach, my Ariel. Come.
Damn it.
No problem. I've got this. I just walk to Rachel and say my line.
When it comes to the character of Chloe Price from the Life is Strange games, there are some things we can all agree on. 1, great hair. 2, she goes through some bad stuff. But arguably, nothing Chloe endures is so excruciating as the moment she is shoved into my real-life stress dream and forced to perform Shakespeare with only 20 minutes' notice.
That's you.
I am ready now.
Get up there.
Like so many moments where you're forced to act in a video game, success in Blackwell Academy's performance of The Tempest comes down to memorising your lines beforehand and remembering the right thing to say in the moment.
I come to answer thy best pleasure.
But poor Chloe, with no acting experience and barely enough warning to get that elaborate headdress on before curtain up, puts in a wince-inducing turn as Ariel, even when you get the lines right.
I boarded the king's ship. In every cabin, I flamed amazement. The fire and cracks of sulphurous roaring, the most mighty Neptune seemed to besiege and make his bold waves tremble.
So much so, in fact, that you may as well say, "This place sucks, let's ruin it on purpose." And boy, does the game give you ample opportunity to absolutely tank this play. For instance, deliberately getting your lines wrong to torture the smug director Mr. Keaton, wringing his hands off stage.
Cried, hell is full, so, therefore, now's the time to die?
If only.
Or why not just do absolutely nothing except pace slowly around the stage, inspecting every single object you can see? How do you like this take on the character, Keaton?
Are you toying with us, Ariel? Can you be that deranged?
Pipe down, Keaton. We're trying to look at these footlights.
Ugh, that killed my eyes.
Wow, looking at these footlights sure is tiring. If only there was some way to take a load off. Well, Chloe, you could try sitting down on this crate for absolutely ages, grinding the whole production to a halt until the audience becomes audibly uncomfortable. Settle in, folks.
Man, this crate is awesome.
What is she doing?
Frankly, it serves everyone right for putting Chloe in this terrifying position in the first place. Besides, no matter how badly you fudge up the play, your co-star in the scene, Rachel Amber, will still go wildly off script herself at the end, in a cryptic declaration of love.
Is acting in my service not replete with excitement, amusement, and delight? Of course, mistress. Most truly, it is so.
Mr. Keat, they're way off script. It's magical.
Oh, sure, when Rachel does it, it's magical. Bull, Keaton, you hack. Be in my trailer.
Chloe, do something.
Forsooth, those were the video game protagonists who were not very good on stage and perhaps should have invested in some drama lessons, like I have, for I'm a great actor.
I hope they weren't expensive.
No, I got them via a deal on the internet.
That makes sense.
Yes. Can you, pray tell, let us know of the other actors in video games who were not very good and should have just stayed being main protagonists? Let us know in the comments down below. And in the meantime, if you would like to stop watching my fantastic acting, you can instead watch us in other videos. Here we have the music, bits of music in games that we could not get out of our heads, alas. And here we have on Outside Xbox the weapons you're definitely the baddie for using. Let us know what you thought in the comments below, like and subscribe, and we shall see you in the morrow.